As NBA fans, we all have players who, no matter what and how disappointing they have been, you still have hope for them to be able to succeed in the NBA, whether that's them being a star or them being a starter or even a bench player. Today I'll be naming 8 players I can't give up on. What's up guys, it's your boy, and today I'll be talking about some NBA players that I can't give up on, or some players who I don't think have reached their full potential and everyone else thinks they have. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more quality NBA content, and play that intro. Going into the NBA, DeAndre Murray was seen as a raw point guard who's good on defense. In his rookie season, he barely played, but showed some potential in his starts. In his second season, he improved to 8 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, 3 assists on 44% from the field, and 26% from 3. It was thought his third season is where he would truly break out and show how good he could truly be. Sadly, before his third season could even start, he tore his ACL, missing the whole 2018-2019 season. Due to him being inactive for a year, a lot of his hype down, and not many people were looking out for him in the 2019-2020 NBA season. But this year he has improved marginally to 10.7 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 4 assists on 47% from the field, and 37% from 3. Although it isn't as huge as many would want, you have to remember when players return from a huge injury such as an ACL, it takes around a year for them to get back to their best. The fact that he's still improved after an injury like that is scary for the next season. Many believe DeJounte can't be one of the best guards in the league, but I believe he can be one of the best with his great defense. And in the last 4 games of the season, he averaged 14 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. I don't believe he is that bad of a 3-point shooter, with him shooting 44% from 3 ever since December, which is 41 games. All he needs to do is shoot more of them. I believe in his prime he can average 15 to 17 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Don't give up on DeJounte. Coming into the NBA, Kevin Knox was hyped up a lot when he played great in Summer League. In his first season, he averaged a solid 13 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, but on a terrible 37% from the field. It showed potential that he could score the ball, and many thought if he improved his efficiency, he could be a solid starter. Going into his second season, we expected him to improve his efficiency, but he got worse on everything. His points fell to 6.4, and his field goal is 35%, and his 3-point percentage is 32%. His minutes have been reduced by a whole 10 minutes, and a large part of that is to his lackluster defense. He appears to put no effort on that end of the court, which doesn't make any sense since he's barely playing and should be going 100% on that side. He is also 6'9" with good athleticism, so there's no excuse for him being that bad. There isn't much evidence for him being a super good player, but I believe if he can improve his 3-point shot a lot and learn how to play defense properly, he can be a solid 3-and-D player, averaging 12 to 15 points per game while being a great on defense and shooting 38% from 3. Don't give up on Kevin Knox. Coming into the NBA, Malik Monk was seen as an athletic shooting guard who can shoot very well and is a great scorer similar to Terrence Ross or at best Lou Williams. In his first year, he didn't play often, only averaging 6.7 points per game, 36% from the field. After his first season, it appeared all Malik's hype had disappeared, so no one realized that he struggled again in his second season, only averaging 9 points, but on a terrible 38% from the field. In this season, he averaged 10.3 points per game on an improved 43% from the field, but on a disappointing 28% from 3. I believe Malik's in the mold of a Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith player. He is a very streaky shooter who shoots a lot of difficult shots, but makes a lot of difficult shots. This season, in the 4 games he's played over 30 minutes, he's averaged 21 points per game, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists on 51% from the field and 45% from 3. Although per 36 isn't the best stat, in all his years, Malik has averaged around 17 points per game per 36, showing he could be a scorer, but his efficiency is just terrible, leading to him getting less minutes. If he can improve it, I can see him averaging 15 points and being a good bench scorer like Terrence Ross. Don't give up on Malik Monk. Coming into the NBA, Chris Dunn was seen as a point guard with high upside. His strengths were his defense, his passing, and his finishing. In his rookie season, he averaged 3.8 points per game, but his playtime was very inconsistent, with Tom Thibodeau not liking to play rookies. In that offseason, he was traded to the Chicago Bulls for Jimmy Butler. In his second season in Chicago, he played well, averaging 13 points per game, 6 assists, 2 steals on 42% from the field and 32% from 3. This was seen as a good season for Chris, and if he improved his percentages, he would have been thought of as a starting point guard. In his third year, he put around the same stats as he did in his second, with a slightly better 3-point shot. This season, he has regressed significantly to 7 points, but his minutes have decreased. I believe if Chris is under a proper coach who asks him just to be a good defender and facilitate, kind of like Patrick Beverley or Marcus Smart, then he can be a good solid point guard, averaging 12 points per game, 7 assists on good efficiency. Don't give up on Chris Dunn. Coming into the NBA, Willie CauleyStein was seen as a center with top-tier athleticism who can be a run, jump, and dunk center and be a great rim protector. In his rookie season, he averaged 7 points per game and 5 rebounds in 20 minutes. In his second season, he improved a lot, averaging 13 points per game, 7 rebounds, and an impressive 2.5 assists. He also showed plenty of potential, but for some reason, he's not that good of a defender. In his third season, he averaged 12 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists on 55% from the field, which is a solid center stat line, but the problem is he can't rim protect properly, and he constantly allows layups. In his third season, in the first 8 games, he averaged 17.4 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2.6 assists, but for some reason his minutes decreased after that. In the 2019 offseason, he signed with the Golden State Warriors and was expected to be a starter for them and help them make the playoffs. But with Steph Curry's injury, he has only been playing 20 minutes this year, despite improving on defense. In the middle of the season, he was traded to the Dallas Mavericks, where his minutes have kept decreasing. But I believe a player with Willie's raw athleticism can be a starting center on a team where he's the worst starter. I think he could be like JaVale McGee and average 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists with his good playmaking, and maybe 1.5 blocks. Don't give up on Willie CauleyStein. Coming into the NBA, Cedi Osman was unknown, coming to the Cavs from the Turkish League, but he caught many people's eyes in his rookie season by playing with LeBron James and having some good games on nationally televised TV. Many people had high hopes for him to be a really good player in his second season, where he averaged 13 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, 2.6 assists on 42% from the field and 35% from 3. It wasn't as good as many thought, but it was promising, with him being a good shooter and a decent all-around player. In his third season, there wasn't many hype around his name, with the Cavs being very irrelevant. He put up 11 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, 2.4 assists on 43% from the field and 38% from 3. Many people would see most of his stats declining and assume he got worse, but his 3-point percentage has improved, where he is a threat out there and he shoots 5 of them a game. I think Cedi can be at best a 14 points per game scorer, 5 rebounds, 4 assists on 38% from 3, while being above average defender. Don't give up on Cedi Osman. Going into the NBA, Bamba was projected to be a DeAndre Jordan or Rudy Gobert type of center who's great on defense. A large part to that is his large 7'10" record-breaking wingspan, which broke Rudy Gobert's record. In his rookie season, he averaged 6.2 points per game and 5 rebounds and almost a block and a half in only 16 minutes per game. It was going to be hard for him to start over Nikola Vucevic, who was an all-star that year, but Bamba showed great defensive potential, averaging 1.4 blocks in such limited time. It was obvious Bamba just needed some extra weight to finish and guard the post better. In his second season, he regressed only a little bit, with his points dropping to 5.5, but even with his minutes dropping to 14, he still averaged 5 rebounds and 1.4 blocks. He also improved his three-point shot from 30% to 35%. In less playing time, he has been better. I don't know if he can do well in Orlando with them having terrible management and having all-star Nikola Vucevic. They should have let Vucevic walk in free agency if they really believed in Bamba. I believe in Bamba's prime, he can average 12 points per game, 11 rebounds, 2.5 blocks on 50% from the field and 36% from 3. But it won't be in Orlando with them being terrible at realizing talent. Don't give up on Mo Bamba. When Kyle Kuzma first entered the NBA, he was instantly named the biggest draft steal in the 2017 draft, with him in his rookie season averaging 16 points per game, 6 rebounds on 45% from the field and 36% from 3. Kuzma was very impressive in his rookie year, and many people were claiming him to be the next All-Star alongside Lonzo Ball. But when he kept getting praised, it turned him to turn overrated, and people got high expectations on him. In his second season, he improved to averaging 18.7 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists on 45% from the field, but a disappointing 30% from 3. This was seen as a good season for Kuzma, with him improving in all of his stats. In that offseason, the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis, making Kuzma the third option on the team. Kuzma was very overrated, with many believing he was better than Jason Tatum. In Kuzma's third season, he averaged 12.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds on 43% from the field and 29% from 3. All of these numbers were career lows, and now that the Lakers were in title contention and Kuzma is very inconsistent, he has developed a lot of hate from fans, when it isn't deserved because Kuzma is transforming into a 6-man role and a third option. I believe if Kyle Kuzma goes on a team where he's the second option, he can average 20 points per game and 6 rebounds on 45% from the field and 35% from 3. He needs to put more effort into defense and just focus on basketball more. But don't give up on Kyle Kuzma. Anyways guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for making it to the end. Drop a like for part 2 and subscribe for more quality NBA content. And I'm out.